welcome back to Open. Our last guest is reclaiming her power through poetry. She's what she considers an off-Broadway poet, love that, and published writer whose work has been in Lehman's literary magazine, La Libreta, and in Spanglish Voces. Performing at open mics at the New Eureka Poets Cafe, Inspired Word, and the Triad Theater, she hopes to elevate the voices of women of color while centering marginalized writers, especially those who struggle with mental health. Please welcome off-Broadway poet and writer Jasmine G.
Thank you for having me, Rhina.
Yeah, love that. I love that. I love that. You know, it's better than the cuchifrito circuit, right? That's what I used to call it. I was like, oh,
I want to be there too. Why not?
No, but I like it. I dig it. The off-Broadway poet. Yes. And your story is actually very inspirational, right? So what I didn't mention is that you actually work at the New Eureka Poets Cafe.
That I do. I do.
And it's a beautiful thing. And I'm so looking forward to you sharing your journey with our viewers. But I do want to just open up by mentioning, you know, the New Eureka Poets Cafe is a home to me because it is at the New Eureka Poets Cafe that I was discovered to be here. And that was back in 2006. Ouch, I'm dating myself.
It's a blessing to hear it.
Yes. Well, the point is that while I was out there doing my spoken word and my avant-garde presentation, because I had a residency there, it was a grounds in which people would go to discover new talent. And you're our new talent. So it's like, you know, full circle for me here, looking at the next generation of New Eureka poets.
Yes, it is amazing to be a part of the generation now. I love it. The energy is amazing at the cafe constantly. Being a part of the whole process of planning a show and how it comes together is amazing to watch.
Yeah, under the leadership of my sorority sister, Caridad de la Luz, you know, La Bruja, as
Yes.
most of you know her. And again, there's the 50th anniversary celebration. For those of you who may not know, the New Eurekan is going to be closing down temporarily for what they're calling a New York reconstruction. They've been granted a $24 million
Grant from the city.
$24 million grant from the city to upgrade the establishment, and
It's going to be amazing.
I know it's
going to be amazing.
I know it's going to be amazing. So this is an exciting time for you.
Yes.
And again, I'm lovely to have you here, and I'm especially excited about your mission and your messaging. Right. So let's talk about the mental health aspect and why that's so important to you.
Because I've been through a lot personally things are hard for me from the get-go. I push them down. I just don't share them at all. They just come up at the worst possible time, which I don't plan. And writing saves my life, how I put it. I write poetry. I write any prose, free writes that help me get the feelings out on the paper. And I use poetry to just help me heal from any trauma that I had with ex-boyfriends or my family or anything that I deal with personally. That's pretty much what it is. I want to help get my voice out to help the voiceless. That's what I want to do with my mission.
Yeah, but it's also healing yourself too, because
Exactly.
you're releasing it from your body, right? Once you put it out, it's a means of like releasing from your body, right?
Yes.
And so I don't know the extent of what you have been overcoming, right? We're going to be mindful of our language. But the fact that you've chosen poetry and also chosen to surround yourself in environments where, you know, expressing it is part of the culture.
Absolutely.
Yeah, and I've read some of your work, and I can tell that you have you're still like finding your way in society as a woman, dealing with relationships, and also self-esteem.
Yes, my big thing is my depression and my anxiety, which I still suffer from. It's still a constant battle for me. It's like an up and down roller coaster. It never ends. It's always a constant pulling myself back up into myself and being who I truly am as a strong, independent woman that lives in New York City, just trying to navigate through it.
And so, do you find that writing has restored a certain level of confidence? I mean, obviously, you're using it for therapeutic purposes, right?
Yes.
But again, when we're talking anxiety and depression, anxiety is worrying about the future, depression is recalling what's happened in the past. So, how do you get yourself to the present?
Write it down. I
Write it
write it
down.
down.
And so, how do you give yourself permission? This is really important to be honest.
I just put it out like word vomit. Just don't hinder myself and don't censor myself at all. I just
Right.
put it all out on the page without, no matter what word comes out, I'll just put it out on the page. I just give permission just to say what I need to say, even though it doesn't make sense. It's fine. It's my voice. I'm saying it.
Yeah, and the reason I'm asking this is because when you're afraid like that, you're almost like afraid of yourself, and you don't want to see yourself, right? So that takes a certain level of courage to be able to reveal yourself to yourself. So what has your process been like, and how have you gotten to where you are now? I mean, you're published and everything. Congratulations on that. That's a lot to be like grateful to yourself for, right?
Absolutely.
Because it all starts with gratitude. It really
Yes.
does.
I like just be messy at first. Just be messy.
Right.
Be myself. Just put it all unpolished on the page. Give permission to be messy.
Right.
Don't look at it. Don't polish it. Just put it on the page.
Right.
Come back to it and pick out what you want to share to people and how you translate that to the public.
Right.
How to have them relate to other people.
Right.
Even if it doesn't, it's fine. It's still your work. It's still your voice.
Right.
Someone will relate to it if they can.
Right.
If they don't, it's what it is.
Right.
It's
right.
how
Well,
I see
yeah.
it.
Yeah, well, that's art anyway, right?
Yeah.
It's subjective.
Exactly.
But yeah, no, thank you for sharing that. And so I know you're going to be presenting for us tonight. Look at me. It's morning here, you people, and I'm already.
It's okay. We're human. Take some grace for yourself.
You know what it is that I know she runs the New Rican Poets Cafe, and if that's where we were, we would be doing this at night. So
Giving grace is what happens as part of my journey to giving grace to everyone and myself.
and I'm like, and here I am going, you're living in the future. I'm like, talk about living in the future.
I'm always working at night, so I get it.
So you're going to be presenting for us today, and so the piece that you've chosen, you want to share a little bit about it before we share it with our viewers?
It was the start of my depression journey. I dug into it really deep and just pulled out everything I was feeling. Put it on the paper and it just pulls out everything from what I was dealing with mentally. I did have thoughts of suicide. It's very vulnerable. I'm going to share that with you guys. I don't mind sharing because it's the truth. It's my truth. And I'm just going to put that all out there for you guys to listen to.
Yeah, and so I appreciate your transparency and the bravery to say it as it is. And so I need to know, like, what happens to a person to get them to that place of not wanting to exist any longer? What was that for you?
Drowning in feelings.
Drowning in
You're
feelings.
drowning in feelings. It's just you don't know how to get it out. Because I don't really share with anyone, don't really share with anybody in general. Because I'm very quiet, I'm very introverted. So I don't share much. It's just drowning, just call comes up and just like choking you. And it's like you want to just stop the choking and stop the thoughts in your mind just trying to stop you from breathing, basically. It's a very hard feeling to deal with. People around me would look at me and be like, how can I help you? Like, I don't know how you can. You can't. I got to help myself. And they felt helpless, and I feel bad for them feeling helpless, and I feel guilty, and it's just, with the guilt adds to it, and it's a lot, and I just put myself out with the writing. That's why I say it saved my life.
Wow.
Yeah.
Wow, that was deep, and I felt it. I was there with you, right? Because not only were you drowning in your own, then you started drowning in other people trying to help you, and they couldn't. And wow,
I'm an empath too, so it's like I feel what they're feeling. It's hard. It's so difficult, but I'm navigating through it.
Yeah,
it's always a battle.
Well,
I'm still battling it today. It never ends.
Right, but the idea
Yeah.
is that you have tools. You
Exactly.
have tools to get you through.
I have an arsenal.
Yeah, love it, love it. So it's safe to say that poetry saved your life.
Absolutely.
Wonderful. Oh my gosh, you guys, Jasmine G sharing some profound story sharing. And you guys don't go anywhere because when we return, she's going to perform it for us after the break. You don't want to miss.